Hey one of all, so I heard that you kids off the internet wanna do your own Let's Play videos. So, I was asked by a few people, and I've decided that we might as well, here at feels like 2am, to do our own recording of, well, how to do Let's Plays, because sure as hell wasn't like anything like this when I was starting off, and I would have killed to have some advice. So, this is so it feels like 2AM's attempt to explain how to do some Let's Plays. Let's go with that, shall we? Alright, so alright, let's start at the basics. Okay, this might bore some people, but let's just quickly go over it. Okay, so if you want to do Let's Plays, you want to ask yourself a few questions, okay? Okay, the first thing is, do you have what it takes, okay? Not saying this is like an elite thing, but generally, okay, want to look at some good Let's Play videos. Good Let's Players. The ones off the top of my head, okay, try Kikoska. Kikoska is an awesome one. He does some brilliant videos. Halloween, I like Halloween's videos. They're pretty damn cool. Who else do I recommend? Dave the Usher. Dave the Usher, smooth character. Right. Okay, it isn't just a case of playing a game and talking over it. You've got to have a certain personality, charisma, you know, to have talk, hold people's attention. Hell, just talk when nothing is really going on in the game to keep people interested. It's not quite as easy as you might imagine to begin with. So, from your personal point of view, you've got to make sure you're down with this, that you can pull it off. All right. I mean, what makes a good Let's Play? Okay, so I'm from the school of traditional Let's Plays, raw, pretty much unedited, anything like that. That's golden. I've seen some video producers, you know, off websites who do video content and things like that, who do Let's Plays, who quite, you know, literally edit the living hell out of these things. No, the whole point of a Let's Play is it's meant to be raw, it's meant to be just as it is, and any mistakes, anything that happens like that, you've got to leave the bloody things in. You know, sure, it might make for some dull, you know, moments, but generally, as long as you don't, like, do it over and over and over again, you do actually make some progress. Any mistakes and things like that, people usually like to watch it. Just don't edit the hell out of your Let's Play, okay? So, okay, next thing down is computer, okay? General rule, don't know, I mean, I guess if you're running some of these games, if you're running them on maximum specification, and you know, you're recording at the same time and there's no lag, you know, if you've got a fairly good enough gaming computer, or you know, like design computer or something that does something fairly intense or whatever, you should be able to do it. You can run this, do recordings on next to a shoestring budget, but everything runs that much smoother if everything's, you know, up to snuff, basically, if it's up to a good enough standard. Alright, so I mean, I bought myself a nice computer not so long ago. It's a bit on the old redonkulous side. It's got 8 cores. It's like a 3.2 gigahertz processor. It's got 12 gigabytes of DDR3 memory. You know, all this kind of nice stuff. The cores you actually have, when I actually encode it at the very end, you do actually see these fly up to like 100%, and you know, if you were doing this on something less, it will take a hell of a lot longer, but it's very efficient. Same with the memory. More memory usually the better, but doesn't necessarily mean that that's like going to be the biggest strain. You can just take your time as you're recording these things. That's not the problem. One of the things that you probably will find as you're recording raw data, it takes a bloody huge amount of space to record. So I've got myself like a 2 terabyte hard drive here, and I've deliberately left it basically over half full here. Recording Let's Play videos, it can take up to several hundreds of gigabytes if you're recording whole things at, you know, a time. It takes up a lot of space. So more than anything, make sure that your hard drive, you've got loads of effing space, okay? While I'm here, solid state hard drives are awesome. I recommend them. They're very good. Anyway, so right, moving on. How do you record? Okay, so I have two devices here. I've got the one that I'm using right now, which is the Blue Snowball. Okay, so this thing was basically, I think it's put to you. Basically, it's a cheap kind of, but professional quality sort of standard kind of microphone. Okay, it's great. It cost me about 80 quid. So you'll have to throw down a few puns to get this thing, but it's well worth it. The one that I used to have prior was this one with the Fatality, the Creative Fatality gaming headset. Pretty awesome. It is very good. But I'm not gonna lie, this definitely does a great job. It's like a plug and play. Away you go. All the drivers and everything stored on it. It's mobile, and I'm not going to be funny, but the small things that say on this one, as you record and speak, the pitch, tone, voice, you know, all the rest, it goes up and down. This thing just records it as it is, while this thing actually makes adjustments as you're recording, things like that. Basically, this is definitely the superior device. And I would highly recommend it for anyone, say, you know, basically if you're doing a Let's Play, podcasting, you know, anything like that, I would recommend it. Even on the back here, it's sort of got like three things. One for, you know, directly in front of the speaker, which I'm doing right now. A second one there, which is for music. Get your air guitar out, it records it. But seriously, if you do music and things like that, it'll record that. And the third one, which is like a room recording. I don't know. I've had some friends round and we've tried to do the room recording. Sounds a bit echoey, but it's nice to have the options. The biggest thing to note is this Blue Snowball. That's it. Blue Snowball. Is USB. Okay. And this thing is, at least my one, is a audio jack. I know that you can actually get USB of these things. The thing is that if you're trying to do more than one person, okay, every so often we try and do two-player Let's Plays, things like that. And, you know, I've got my friend sitting next to me, we're recording. Yeah, you can't really have two USB devices, or you might be able to. You might be able to fool it somehow, but we've been relatively unsuccessful. Basically, you're going to probably need, if you're doing two players in the same room, you know, playing the game together on the same machine, you're probably going to need an audio jacked headset. Excuse me. Get two of them and slap that into the one. You know, excuse me again. Recording. You know, holding the sound card, all the rest of it. I mean, we've had 3-player Let's Plays where we've got two of these, one attached to the other. It's not ideal. Yeah, you know, I'm not being funny, but you can notice a hell of a difference. But it's necessary evil, you know. So this definitely awesome. Anyone doing podcasts or you're doing single Let's Plays, I would really recommend this. Of course, there's probably 101 microphones out there. But this is what I use, and you can take a testament from me. The other thing is you can have this thing further away. I'm sure it'll do a good enough job picking me up, but might sound a bit more echoey. Yeah, if you're going to do Let's Plays, put the bloody microphone right in front of you. Yeah, it sounds 10 times better, so do that. Okay, so right, so you've got yourself a computer, you're pumped to do it, and then you've got yourself your microphone and your recording software and all that stuff. So here's some of the stuff that I've got here that I could use for, you know, Let's Plays, and I've left some of these which I don't necessarily use a hell of a lot, or there were demos and things like that. But let's just run through them. Okay, so XN timer here. Okay, back in the days when like YouTube used to have a timer on videos, or if you're trying to keep, you know, you want to upload a section per day or something like this, I would recommend this. This is a free program I just found on the internet, but basically for Let's Plays, You can't ask for more. You set the time, you push the button, it either goes down, it goes up. It alerts you when it goes to a certain point. You can get it to play a sound when it gets to the gets to a key point when you've got to wrap up or something. I don't know. I don't need to use this very much anymore because I just round up to the nearest point and then just call it a video. But yeah, anyone who's doing Let's Plays on a strict timer and you haven't got a physical timer, yeah, you know what, this isn't bad. That's not an bad alternative. Sias recommends. Okay, virtual dub. VDub, we will be using that later. Okay, so we'll come back to this one. Free program, and basically you can't make these videos, at least the methods that I'm going to be showing you today, without it. Okay, I've got my list here of games that I could Let's Play, maybe want to get around to it. Hypercam, okay, so Hypercam and Camtasia, these are both demos that I've tried. I'll be honest, I tried them both and I had outsyncs. So what you'd be recording on screen would not be what would be recorded. It'd be like a delay between the audio and the game. It would out of sync. It annoyed me. You don't need any of these complications when you're doing Let's Plays. I'm not saying that they won't work. I've got a different computer, since I picked these up originally, but I don't know. I'm not in the mood for playing around. It might work, it might not. I mean, everyone's got a different setup. So Cam Studio, now this was a free program. Free is good. Why? Because especially if you want to test generally getting into Let's Plays, trying to understand how it all comes together, it's free. It's not great, but it is free, so try it out. I recommend it, if nothing else, for a test if you're just not sure how to do Let's Plays. Okay, so then Goldwave. Okay, so Goldwave's a paid program that I've had for a little while, and it's basically for audio editing and things like that. Really, you shouldn't really want to edit the audio, or cut things out. You can do, you can cut and paste and chop things, but I'm just, like I say, from the school, keep it as it is. Don't mess with anything. But you can alter the sound file and submit them back onto the master video and all the rest of it. Another program that I would recommend, I haven't got it here, but one that I would recommend is Audacity. That's a free version basically of Goldwave. I didn't know this at the time, but Audacity, it's free. It's a sound editing software. Pick it up. It's good. And then we come on to the what's recording this right here, which is Fraps. Okay, so I bought Fraps and starting to basically fall in love with it. The only downside with Fraps is that it's uncompromising. It's very simple, which is great, but unfortunately it records everything, yeah, quite literally perfectly, but as a result, that's where the hard drive space is going to come into its own. Okay, so you're going to need lots of hard drive space. Okay, so I've got a Fraps running here just off to the side because I don't want to give too much of my details here. What I'm recording here is on the Aero desktop. Okay, so if you're running Windows 7 or XP, you'll have that option, but if you're running Windows Vista or 7, you'll have that. If you're running on Windows XP, you're out of luck. In fact, a lot of the options on Fraps are not included if you're using Windows XP. I had to use a very complicated setup using 2 computers to run all games on Let's Plays. I used to have the microphone on one computer, and I used to have the main computer actually recording the game, hit record at the same time and trying to align them at the very end of the game. I don't recommend it. Okay, so if you've got a more modern computer, a more modern operating system, you're gonna be more in luck here. Okay, so it runs benchmarks. I don't know why this option's included really, but whatever. It can tell you how many frames per second it's doing, but for what reason I don't know. Screenshots, you can take screenshots of the thing. The one that you really want is movies, so here we go. So I'm recording you know, I'm recording here, so it's using the Windows sound. So these will be different, as if you're recording something on Windows XP. You won't get half these options. So really, in a way, I'd only recommend Fraps if you've got a more modern version computer operating system to run these things. Okay, but this thing, basically, I've just plugged in my microphone. You know, this popped up there, and it records any music. So from games. So let's put on some music, so you can get something here. So there we go. So music playing in the background there. Generally also is a thing for games, recording music, you generally want it low. So you'll want it about 20%-ish. So your voice quite easily dominates over the game. You really don't want to be fighting over a computer game, okay, as you're playing it. Okay, so now you've got your software. You want to go and play the damn games, okay? So, if you've got modern games you want to record, PC games, that's great. You know, you can record that using Fraps directly. You know, you get your DOS box on if you want to do a retro game. You can still use Fraps, I think, with that. That's sweet as a nut. I know that Dib, you know, another fellow member of Feels Like 2AM, has got a very interesting setup. He's able to record modern consoles, PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, all that kind of carry on. Very expensive. I'm not gonna lie. If you're gonna do it, be able to throw down a bit of money to get that. So, yeah, this is relatively cheap to set up in truth. And then we've got the actual, so if you've got that, yeah, say mon bits are dead easy to do. But, okay, sometimes if you want to record some of the retro games, okay, here we use emulators. Now, okay, one thing we want to throw down, we make it perfectly obvious, we don't advocate piracy in any way, shape or form, all that kind of stuff, because it's true. Any of the games that we play are games that we have owned or we do own, but basically recording off the device in its natural form as you're playing it, straight then to record onto the PC, near impossible to do, okay? It can be done, but it's just awfully complicated, and yeah, basically just play the game, record it, do your own thing. I'm not going to tell you how to how best to, you know, do your own thing when it comes down to Let's Plays. Everyone's got their own versions of how they do it. Find your own find your own thing. Yeah, do your own thing, okay? And then once you've done review recording, alright, let's get to here. Alright, now look at this. This is all these files are all the ones it's recording now, as we're recording this. So I don't know how many we got, so like 24 or so files here, and each of them probably is about, yeah, 4 gig. This is because we're recording in high definition. If you're going to record anything like videos like this, make sure it's in as great quality as you can make it, okay? Okay, so once this is done recording, what I would probably do is rename them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, all the way up to 20, whatever it gets up to. And if you then find yourself a nice copy of Virtual Dub or VDub, okay, drop the first one in here. It'll appear on the screen. So let's do this with an old project. This is Wolfenstein when I was testing widescreen, forcing widescreen. You can, you know, see it. There we go. It's running. It's there you go. And at the very end, I died here. Now, all these individual files are not much use to anybody. So what you need to do is, if you're using Fraps, okay, first thing, go onto video, direct stream copy, okay. And then second thing, apprehend a video, and then if you say select number 2, from number 2 to number 24, 5, 18, whatever, will instantly appear at the end here, so they'll actually sequentially appear using VDub one after the other, so the video will just flow perfectly, and you don't have to micro and add them individually, you know, one at a time, which is boring. So as you can see, this video, you know, it's split up. But this could make one whole video, which is not like the other 20 bloody videos that we've got here. And you save it as an AVI, and then you'll probably get one big fat super file at the very end, If you haven't clicked on direct stream copy, it will take even longer. Okay, just do direct stream copy, let it do its thing. Okay, then you'll get a joined file. Okay, so this is another Wolfenstein video that I was recording at the time. You've got the resolution there, it's not massive, but you know, it's 15.5 gigabytes for 23 minutes. That's a fair thing really, I guess, but what we've got here, it's the same video which is being put through Handbrake. Okay, 600 megabytes for the same file, and I swear the quality is pretty awesome. It really is. Let's put the volume down, shall we? Oh, come on, you. I know you're recording. This should be interesting. Recording video, which is recording. Come on, there we go. A bit laggy. There we go. But yeah, yeah, this is actually being a converted video. So basically, I'm not gonna lie, the quality of the what's it called? The H.264 Kodak. Yeah, I highly recommend it. So hang on, where are we? Let's find it and punch her up. Handbrake. Okay. So what you'd want to do is you get that big fat super file, which is like super big. Just literally drag and drop. There we go, into there. And web optimized if you want. You can change a few bits and pieces. Thank you, telephone, for ruining this recording. Be back one moment. And we're back. Sorry about that. Okay, that's another thing. Okay, if you're going to be doing recording Let's Plays, you can't help it. Telephones will ring, people will barge in, loud noises will go on, and you probably will, you know, annoy the hell out of your neighbour, talking loud at obscene times at the night or whatever. Yeah, that's just something you're going to have to get used to. Also, if you're recording, remember that if you've woken up, you're going to have more of a baritone voice than if you're later on in the evening and things like that. So something to bear in mind if you're a perfectionist. Okay, so yeah, we dropped the thing into here. We've got ourselves this massive file. All we have to do is hit the start button. This would go crazy, and you get yourself a nice video at the end. Hell, I'm just about to do this with the videos that we've got here to make this this, you know, how to do a Let's Play video a bit more complete. With a bit of luck, this should at least explain the process, programs and things like that you need to do a Let's Play. Sorry about the lack of any graphical thing going on here, but yeah, when I tried to do something, perhaps messed up, and this is the second time I've recorded it. Anyway, this is signing off, and good luck with your videos.